Well, the judge has made his ruling on who the receiver will be for the Uncle Nearest receivership. In a surprise, he has chosen the defendant's receiver, Mr. Philip Young Jr., as the receiver for this order transaction. I'm sorry, I'm a little flabbergasted at his choice. Let's see what he says that the receiver must do. Well, first, we'll tell you why the judge chose him as the receiver. He says he chose Mr. Young based on his extensive restructuring and bankruptcy experience, his familiarity with Tennessee and the Sixth Circuit Court as a practicing attorney, and his physical proximity to Uncle Nearest. So they're letting him know, first of all, what he has control over, which assets he has control over. So he has control over the rights, title, and interest of any property, real and personal, tangible and intangible, for the Nearest Green Distillery group. So that includes all the property that's leased to them, all the rents, all that, the accounts receivable, the computers, all media, all vehicles, equipment, inventory, furniture, intellectual property, documents, records, and all of that. So those assets he's in control of. He's also in control of the the French domain, and I don't know how to say that, the Anatoly, whatever, that stuff that they bought, the Signature One organic vodka, the LLC that the Martha's Vineyard house is in. He has included that in the assets that he is in control of, because remember, Keith was a defendant in the suit. So since that LLC is under him, this house is under it too. So he's in control of all the assets and all of the collateral that they used in the loan documents to secure these loans. So basically, he is in control of everything. So the next part of the order is that the defendants are ordered to cooperate with the receiver and to hand over all past records, all documents, all accounting records, tax records, banking records, all books from the period of July 22nd, 2022 through the date of this order. So through today. He is authorized to take exclusive control of the company and to take any necessary steps to satisfy this debt that is owed. He wanted to make it clear in his order that for the avoidance of any doubt, this means Fawn and Keith Weaver may continue to market Uncle Nearest products and manage the Uncle Nearest brand, subject to the receiver's supervision. But the receiver is in charge of the running of the company. So they can still be the face, but he is in charge of the back end and making sure that what has gone on is accounted for, and what's going to go on forward, he's responsible for reporting back to the court of how he is managing these assets and this debt. The receiver is going to maintain possession of these assets until either, whichever happens first, a further order by the court, disposition of the applicable receivership asset by the receiver, or disposition of applicable receivership asset by sale or by judicial or non-judicial foreclosure by the receiver. So that means that the receiver is going to maintain possession of these assets until either the court makes another order for something, or these assets are kind of sold to satisfy this debt, basically, is how I'm reading it. But you know, I don't have a lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer, and this is just my understanding from my little brain. It says the receiver has the authority to delete any authorized signatories on any account of the Uncle Nearest or subject entity and replaced with the name of the receiver or their designee. So any bank accounts that he is now in control of, he can take Fawn and Keith's names off of as signatories and be the sole signatory or designate someone else. The receiver is required to provide quarterly reports to Uncle Nearest, the lender, and the court detailing what they've done with assets, how they've dispersed things, and what's going on every quarter. The first quarterly report shall be due on October 1st, 2025. At the end of the order, the judge says, for avoidance of any doubt, the entry of this order relieves the parties of their obligations under the previously entered agreed order, which means the agreed order that they had for the gag order is now over. So now they can talk about it. So it's going to be interesting to see what she says now that the gag order has been lifted. Whew. The judge, he took a lot of what the bank asked for the order to look like and put it in there for him to do. So basically, Keith and Fawn still are the owners of Uncle Nearest, but they are not in control of it anymore. They don't have a say in what goes on with the assets. They can work in collaboration with the receiver, but it's his decision to try to get this all taken care of and back on track so that the receivership can end and the debt can be paid. It's been a busy day on this Friday, so that's all I have for right now.